I began to just walk it the way I saw it when I was given the vision. I was given the vision that it was going to be extraordinary. It was going to be lights, camera, action, and it was going to be nothing but the best. Doing this, I was going to be able to open for other women, other people just like myself. And so I stepped out of my comfort zone and walked into a place that was totally unfamiliar. And within doing so, I have now turned, I no longer sell $20 dinners, right? Because $20 won't get us to our next. I am now upscale. I'm now giving the client an experience, just food on the table in a dish. I am now blessing the souls of the people that I come in contact with by using my food. So it's the conversations that are had, it's the relationships that are made, it's the paths that cross from broken to being healed for me that I provide in order to get to my next. So now we charge differently, we run differently, and we also give back. So what we do for the children, we just want to do it. Because you never forget where you come from. So it's like, how do I get rich, provide a quality experience, but also give back without depleting myself? And so I sat back and I was like, everything's not working. I'm about to quit, and I wanted to cry. I didn't know, my pride wouldn't let me ask for help, because I was like, I don't want anybody to know that I'm in this space. And so I sat back and I got with God and I was like, okay, I've already done this. You've shown me to use what I have in front of me, so what do I do next? And that was just when I started doing the unthinkable. The money was going faster than it was when I was selling the dinners, but the people that were aligned for me, the people that I was supposed to meet, the rooms that I was walking into, was exactly where I needed to be. So self-doubt, I kicked it out of the window and I just began to move. And so now we're able to do A and B, and the C component is coming soon. So you just gotta be aware of your why. What is your purpose? Why did I start this? And once you get that, never forget it. No matter what money opportunity comes to you, no matter what person is like, well, the people like this, your clients like this, well, even though the clients like this, I can adjust, but I have to stay the course. So staying the course is really crucial to starting with $20 plates or $20 services or $40 counseling sessions or $40 video shoots into thousands and millions of dollars, or being in a room with people who can consistently keep you paid and sponsor other things that you do.
I love it, a whole experience, okay? And that's what you are, that's what your business is. I love that. So like Chef Shay said, it's an experience, right? Whatever it is that you do, it may be 10 other people that do it, but they do not get the experience or provide the experience that you can provide. So I never want people to feel like it's too many restaurants, it's too many this, it's too many that. They don't have you, right? So whatever it is that you do, you bring the experience that the people are going to experience. I love it. Growth. Now, Ms. Woods, we have grown. I love it. What can you talk to specifically about growth?
Well, for me, it was about recognizing the various gifts that I had been given, starting with running my mouth, then next with the writing, and then after the writing, then tying in the fact that I liked music, and doing artist relations for Warner Brothers Records, which essentially is being the record label's representative and managing an artist on behalf of the record label, going out on the road, preparing budgets for promotional purposes, dealing with management, putting them on TV shows like The Tonight Show, something like that, booking them at the Image Awards. And I used to complain about that because there was so much paperwork. But from that, I also learned how to put together events, how to produce events. You know, we like listening parties for folks like Shaw, for folks like Prince, like Al Jarreau, other folks, so-and-so, so-and-so. And that took me to the next level and the next level. So then I was events at the conferences, learned how to produce conferences. So I could add that to what I was doing as a producer in media, as a magazine. And at one point, from doing all this and working with the next level, going to the print magazine for the Urban Network, producing a conference, and this had a bunch of people from all over the country or the world coming to learn about the music business. And mine was making sure you learned what we were doing in the world of faith, in the world of gospel. Now, they might be smoking their weed and cussing and drinking. Walk through the room, that stops. They were like, uh-oh, church lady here. So it was like that, and then after that, the next thing was, okay, you've run all the publications, these media, now what are you going to do next? Well, because I write in Los Angeles, I was offered my own magazine. So I became editor-in-chief. Then I learned how to manage graphic artists, writers from all around the country, put together these conferences and events, and then getting to know heads of record labels. Like one of my favorite persons is Vicky H.E.R. You might not know who she is, but she's the person that signed and promoted Kirk Franklin to become the multi-million selling artist that he is, and brought the world's attention to gospel, starting with Kirk Franklin's songs, and one of them was with his group Stomp, Why We Sing, This Is Why We Sing, stuff like that. And getting to know all these influential folks who then would introduce me to the next person. Started writing liner notes. I've written liner notes on the back of albums and CDs. And now, in the digital age, it's even the press releases, bios, and people are coming to me for Wikipedia. I'm like, I don't write Wikipedia pages. They said, Ms. Woods, we know that you've done this, and you write this, and you write that. And I'm like, but it's like learning to pivot, to do those kinds of things. So I've been pivoting and pivoting. Because of relationships, I've been able to go to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And like I said before, we're now doing, getting ready to do a documentary. I'm like, I don't know nothing about that, but I have relationships, I know the people to call, I have the connections. So.
And more than anything, what I'm hearing Lynn say is that growth isn't linear. And that's what I want everyone to understand. Like, you will grow at different stages, some quicker than others. You may have two things going at once. So what we all have to understand as entrepreneurs, how you grow and how you scale up, it may not look like someone else. You may have one, and then you go to the next, and you may have two, and then you go to four, right? So whatever it is, it's not linear. It's just whatever it is that you know that you have on the inside of you. That's what growth is about. So I do want to open up for questions, all right? If you have a question about growth, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, you can raise your hand, and I will have a coordinator come around with a mic. Any questions that you want to ask at this time? Is there anyone? Yes, look, okay, the coordinator come around. So as we're waiting on the coordinator, I want everyone to remember, right, entrepreneurship is about you, and it's really about your alignment and what it is that you want for yourself, and then you can scale from there. Find a mentor, right? I heard a lot of ladies say that, you know, you may need help, right? Find a mentor, or find a coach, right? I'm sure all of us probably coach up here on this stage, but find a coach, right, that can help you align. Question.
Okay, yeah, so I heard a lot of the ladies, well, all of you pretty much, incorporated with your growth, relationship building. How important is it to build relationships outside of what you're used to? You know, your normal support system, like your family, your friends. How, because it can be uncomfortable. I know people like me, I'm an introvert, so I don't really like just going out and just saying, hey, can you help me with this? So how did you guys, like, especially if you are an introvert, I see Chef Shay just not her head. Like, so how would you guys open up to be able to ask for help when you know, or ask for that external support?
So that's something actually that I'm currently learning myself right now. What I've always moved in authenticity. I always pride in being myself. I'm okay with people knowing that I'm not a big people person. I'm okay with people knowing that I may not be at every party and every event that you have, but when I show up, I'm life-changing. And so learning that within myself, I'm at a point where for where I'm going next, relationships are mandatory. So this is kind of like a line. So the advice that I would give to you is remain who you are. Because in that room, any room that you walk in, the people who's meant for you will come to you. Once you get those people, find out what they like, find out who they are, find out what their interests are, and then free of charge, provide a service. I've gotten in some of my best rooms. Everybody says, oh, I'm gonna charge for this. I've gotten in some of my best rooms just naturally being myself. I'm naturally a helpful person. I'm naturally a person that wants to see everyone else do good. And so when I'm myself, any room that I walk in, people can feel it. People can see me across the room and they're like, I like something about her, and I'm just looking like they coming in about 5 minutes. So let me get my life together, you know, because sometimes it can cause anxiety. It can cause a whole lot of different mental issues when you are in groups of people, or you have to meet people, or you're just nervous. You're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm good enough. You know, I don't know. And so I always say, just be a person. Who am I? I'm Shay. Yes, I'm a chef. Yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a sister, friend, all of that good stuff, but I'm a person. And so what I would like for someone to do is to notice me, to see who I am, to understand what's next. And so with me wanting that, I give that naturally. So don't be afraid.
Okay. I would like to add to that, if it's something that you want to do, and you have to do it, just trust. You can be afraid. Do it. Do it in fear.
And she said, do it afraid. So that cut off, because her mic cut off, I wanted you to hear that. Do it afraid, right? Even if you had to do it, you can still do it afraid. Because one of the things you spoke to was a bit introvert. If anyone knew me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been like talking to nobody, right? But a lot of times when you align yourself with what you know your purpose is, it's much easier to walk in it. Only time it's uncomfortable is if you're not aligned. Anything that you're not aligned with will be uncomfortable. And even when you look for support, right? You spoke to families, friends support. People will find you. It may not be your family, it may not be your friends, but it will be people who will align with where you are. And I would say don't necessarily look for the support, because the support will come to you. Question?
First of all, thank you for being here today. And this is to a couple of you to respond to. Think about a growth opportunity or growth situations that you feel most proud of that was painful and humbling, and what you brought out of that you can look back and feel really proud of yourself for getting through that.
Awesome. I want to give that one to Tiffany and Erica.
So for me, it's all about surrendering and trust. There are times where, I'm a type A, so I like control. Like, I have to do this, and I like to have it structured this way. I like to do these things. But then as time progressed in my business, I've learned that sometimes your way is not God's way. So I had to learn to trust and surrender and allow things to unfold how it should. It was very, uncomfortable and painful at times because, I didn't understand what was going on. So what I ended up doing, like, okay, well, I'm going to trust, I'm going to surrender, I'm just going to allow things to unfold how it should and not allow myself to get in the way. And so when that happens, then things kind of streamline a lot more smoother as far as like when it comes to my business. And I've learned too is that when you do that, you'll realize you'll feel more at ease.
Good. One thing that I think all of us are in agreement about is being authentic in all spaces. And I had to learn that I am my brand in whatever room I go into, whatever table that I'm sitting in. And the journey to authentication was actually very humbling and sometimes painful and uncomfortable. But I would say that starting my business, for me, I thought, well, I'm a therapist, so people will come to me and sit in my office, and that's that. But because I am my brand, I'm a therapist, at every room, at every event, people are walking up to me, and so I've had to embody, it's a mind, body, spirit, all of me in every space. Well, all of me is not always happy, right? Because life be life, right? And so we're all human. And so I had to learn to give myself permission to be who I am. And in doing that, I gained confidence in my self-awareness. And so, like was said, when you walk in a room, you will attract those people who are drawn to you for that business, for that service. And so people now seek me for that authenticity. They want to, because there are so many therapists. There are so many of us, especially Black women therapists. We're doing that thing, right? But none of us are the same. We all have our own blueprint, our own fingerprint in this thing. And so because of that authenticity, I've got contracts with different agencies and different grants seeking me for my service specifically. But I think that right there, that probably was the most humbling experience I've had, is healing out loud. Allowing people to see all of me, that I'm not just polished and always put together. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, and I've had to pivot a lot, and just doing that out loud has been healing for me.
Awesome. So as we begin to close this panel, y'all, I do want every guest to quickly tell us how we can reach you on social media.
All right, I'm Chef Shay. I'm on all platforms under Chef Shay and or Auntie Soul Foods and Sweets, and continue to be great.
Okay, Lynn Woods. You can find me on Instagram at Lynn Woods 96. That's LINWOODS 96, or LinkedIn at LIN Woods WOODS.
I love the radio voice.
Yes, so you can find me at Instagram at LifePathHC, or other social media platforms at LifePath.
You can find me at InRawForm, INRAWFORM.space. That's my website. Or you can find me at InRawForm.space on Instagram, Erica LaShawn on all of my social media platforms.
I love it, and y'all know me, I'm the host. I'm the Lady CPA on everything, all right? So I do want to make a couple announcements, guys. So we have our next breakout sessions from 1:15 to 2:15. Say Yes to Zero Taxes with Dr. Octavia Connor will be in the Walton room. All of the breakout sessions are behind this wall in that room. We also have Turn Your Phone into an ATM by Ashley House. That's in the hall room. That is about money. It says you don't need a lot of money or finance degree to create income. So that's stocks. All right, stocks are over there. Then we have Success Without Burnout with Pearl. All right, that is in the Gwinnett room. Success Without Burnout is a powerful session for high-achieving women who want to build success without sacrificing their well-being. All right, y'all, so meet everyone in the breakout sessions over there. We still have the vendors, and our next session will be after lunch. We ride it out, y'all. I hope y'all are going to be with me when I come back. Thank you guys so much.